Hello, Observation and Assessment. This is your Week 5 video explanation. We are going to be looking at running records this week, as well as assistive technology. So when we go into the checklist, we're looking at SLOs 2, 3, and 4. We have a reading quiz, your running records, and then your NACE Reflection 3. NACE Standard 3 Reflection, this is the second one we're doing. So assistive technology, this is Reading Rockets. This is their written explanation about assistive technology for kids with learning disabilities. What is it? How do you use it? We also have videos explaining what assistive technology is. And then we go into what is authentic assessment. Now, if we all think back, and I think most of our discussion when it came to your experiences with testing have to do with non-authentic assessment. So when you talk about taking the TSI, the STAR testings, your SATs, that's pulling you out of your natural environment in order to assess you. If they gave you an IQ test, how do you observe authentic assessment? How to use what children do in the classroom in order to collect information over what they know and what they have learned. So there are 3 videos over that. Then you have your Chapter 7 quiz. Chapter 7 is over cognitive development and its development in a child. So this is going to be your colors, numbers, letters, along those lines, as well as things like problem solving, critical thinking, how that develops in children as well. Then we're going to be looking at a running record. This is going to be your assessment tool that you'll be practicing this week. Over it, I have a running record example for you to print and to use. So you can either use a child you know, or I have a video here for you to use if you do not have access to young children in order to do this. So when we talk about a running record, we're just talking about what happens, and you guys have been practicing it to a certain extent when you do your assessment reflection where you explain what happens. You're just going to be giving more details to it. Look, when you go to page 30, running record starts there. And then figure 2-4 goes into information to think about recording, facial expressions, interaction with materials, people's body movement, body language, spoken language, and attention span. And here's an example of a running record that is completed to show you the detail that goes into it. If I can move my thing over. So Katie's playing by herself with plastic blocks, making a gun. She walks into the playroom. Lisa, would you like to play with me? I'm tired of playing by myself. They walk into the other room to slide and climber area. I'm Wonder Woman, so am I. So you can make comments about it. This is unbiased observation. This is where you come in with your comments. And so you'll do that on this one. There's your reflection tool that you'll also submit as well. Next is going to be looking at another part of the NACE Standard 3 of observing, documenting, and assessing children. So I have a worksheet already for you to complete as this pulls up. As you can see, we're going to be looking at 3C, understanding and practicing responsible assessment to promote positive outcomes for each child, including the use of assistive technology for children with disabilities. It could be somebody who has a speech, hearing, visual, a learning disability, ADHD, autism, anything along cerebral palsy. So what you're going to do is define assistive technology. Then you're going to complete the chart with 5 assistive technologies. Watching those videos will help. And so it could be simple things like drag and dictation. And this is a child talks and it writes the words for them. Who does it help? A child with dyslexia. Those would be examples of that. So you can do some exploration there. And then how do you modify 3 centers and 2 activities for different abilities? So here you go. A 3-year-old with poor fine motor control and development. They're at the sand table. What can you do to help them? So if they have a hard time picking things up and pouring into containers, What can you do to help them? So this is going to be, you're going to be observing them. Then how are you going to be helping them? And that is the reflection over 3C for this week. So let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing your strategies.